Back here, Sam, back here. This gym is easily top 2 gyms I've ever been in, with my gym probably being the top. So.
All right, there you go. That's pretty high praise, because you've seen a lot of awesome gyms.
I've been here before this was expanded to 2.0, and he's covered it on his channel. You got to go follow Monster Michael Todd, one of the best arm wrestlers I've ever lived, and still one of the best arm wrestlers that's competing and active, and just a great friend.
Oh man, appreciate it.
What I like about these gyms, guys, and the Hardcore Home Gym series, you have to notice there's a pattern. I'm always including people who are really good at what they do, who have really good taste in things. And this arm wrestling alley over here that we used yesterday.
I love it, man.
Oh my, it was so much fun. It was so much fun because I've never seen so many specialized pieces of equipment for arm wrestling. If you guys want to build big forearms, and you want to look big without having to wear a tank top, look at this guy. He's not even having to wear a tank top. This is 5,000 square feet.
Yeah, the new addition's 5,000. The old space was 2,000. So combined, we have 7,000 square foot heated and cooled.
This area over here is where you spend probably most of your training time.
Yeah, so I have 6 different arm wrestling specific lifts. Every other day, I'm gonna hit that pronation lift, that riser curl, pronation gauge back pressure, outside side pressure, wrist cupping, and then set up with static holds. Yeah. It's funny because every other day I have to do this, and some days it lands on an arm workout, some days it lands on a leg workout. It just depends on what body part I'm working out that day.
So a lot of people watching are, build their own home gyms, probably interested in building forearms. We also have a video about forearm building exercises as well coming up, guys, but someone just wanted to hey, I want an arm wrestling machine for my home gym, and I'm just kind of getting into it. Which one is going to build the biggest forearms?
Probably this wrist cupping.
The wrist cupping.
This wrist cupping, if you want to build the biggest forearms, because anytime you flex your wrist, that's flexing your forearm, right? Anytime you cup your wrist, you're flexing your forearm. This is probably going to do the most for forearm development. I use this for outside side pressure, but you could also use it for shoulder pressing. Mm-hmm. So it's just going to be more to develop arm wrestling specific strengths.
Now this is the one that Brian Shaw's been using in videos lately.
Yeah, he has the exact same one. It's just colored to his gym.
Okay, and then this is actually very space
He actually has
efficient.
this as well, because I connected him with Pull Heavy out of Kazakhstan, and they sent him one of these as well.
Dude, I could see some Russian guy putting this in his kitchen.
Right.
And just having
or
it right
Devin.
next to the fridge.
Devin could just have it in his living room.
In his
right,
living room next to the Christmas tree he never took down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get these machines? Because I don't have any of them, and maybe I want one.
Okay, so this comes from armcombat.lc or _LC or something like that.
So that you go to the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he actually made me that specific piece as well.
Okay.
So this is very functional for arm wrestling. Right now it's set up for a low pulley. So what I'm doing is you did yesterday, it's just a static hold setup. So basically you're just doing up pressure and just statically holding it. And I could set the pulley here and you could do side pressure movements.
Okay, so you can get more out of this than just the one movement.
So much, right? And then you could put it higher and you could do your cupping with a spinning handle, mimicking your cable pulling, right? So this is very functional. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Holy crap, yeah, I didn't see those settings there.
Four different settings.
You can move this up and down, and then you have the pulley angle. One thing I do have in my gym, I forgot, I do have a half table. But I took the pad off, and I could put this next to a cable stack, and I can emulate some of this stuff on.
So I have that set up there. I have the cable crossover, and I have the functional trainer. That's where I was doing all my training. But when when we expanded the gym, everything used to be much closer, right? Mm-hmm. So now I got all the universal equipment up there. I got all my free weight equipment down here, and then. So it just kind of, I'm thinking, we were talking about earlier, I think I needed another cable system down here. I wanted something that was 1-to-1. I wanted to know what accurate weight I was using versus, okay, I'm on a double pulley. And once you get relatively strong, you can easily overstack the cable crossover. It's a double pulley, right?
Yeah. To contrast, when I put together my gym, I've made relationships with some equipment manufacturers, and then I would buy more equipment from one manufacturer at a time. This is what most gyms do, public gyms, if you didn't know. Most of the time you'll see one line through the whole gym. It's because they buy 40 pieces and then they get a discount. I did something similar. You do a different approach, which I think is just as good, if not, actually, it is a better approach, because I like to do piece by piece, which is what you've done, but you're really good at wheeling and dealing. Like some of the deals you told me you got on some of this equipment in here is blowing my mind. Like what you got, these two right here. Tell us the deal you got on these bad boys. And this is a good machine,
These are high-end hammer strength tricep and hammer strength bicep, plate loaded. Those are several $1,000 machines, right? So I go on Marketplace. I'm addicted to Marketplace now. And I see it listed, might have been 1,200, might have went down to 1,000, then finally 800, then they came to 750, and I thought, okay, I don't need the tricep, but if I can get this hammer strength, plate loaded bicep curl for $750, that's a heck of a deal, right?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself. I got this great deal. Well, I continue to look on on Marketplace, and it wasn't 3 weeks later, I see the tricep machine, free, must be gone by Friday. And I'm like, what the heck? So I had the guy's number, because I had texted him to set up pickup. I said, hey man, is that tricep, is that a misprint? Or are you really getting rid of it? He goes, yeah, we got to be out of here by Friday. It was a physical therapy center. And they had to move the equipment. He said, well, the guy's supposed to come pick it up today at 6 p.m. If he doesn't come get it, it's yours. He called me back, he's like, yeah, he never showed. You want to come get it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So now, $750 invested in both those pieces.
That's amazing. And this bicep machine, guys, if I can go back in time, I probably just would have got this one because I got a lot of specialized bicep equipment. I ended up selling 5 out of the 6 pieces because they don't work for my arms. I have long arms, and most bicep machines just don't work very well for guys with long arms. I usually just have to stick with preacher curls.
Well, they
for
have
basic
to.
arm exercise.
They have to make them for the masses. These 2 pieces, they were on Marketplace as well. And there's also 280 pounds of Olympic plates. And I think I got it all for $500. So even if
wait, you got these and
2
500 pounds of plates for
280 pounds of Olympic plates, all for $500. So even the plates at $1 a pound is $280. That means I have $110 in each machine. I got this because I was going to have it here, and I was going to have my half table brought down, and that's where I was going to do my 1-to-1 ratio static setup.
Yeah.
This one was going to be sitting off to the side, and that's where I was going to practice my shoulder pressing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the reason I bought these 2 pieces. But then Ben Freeman from Armed Combat made me this, so now it's just my bicep and tricep pieces, right? So I can do my entire arm workout as we did yesterday, right here. Used to, I had to do it all up there on the cable crossovers and all that stuff.
Yeah, you do something similar to me. The back of my gym has the plow floor, and then I took a 10-foot strongman rack and I just turned it into a stretching rack. I got all my stretching stuff back there because I don't want to walk back and forth my gym. Right. So you end up putting all the things that you typically put together in one of your favorite workouts, kind of next to each other.
Of course, of course.
Dude, if you can't grow arms in here, you're just give up. That's a lot of weight for this. Can you actually do that?
It's not really.
Oh, okay. I was trying to do it without the other hand a second ago.
Yeah,
I was like,
how
do you do that?
I mean, it's a great accessory tool, right?
Yeah.
Arm wrestling's not, so anytime you do a heavy squeezing, like a heavy gripper, imagine doing the heaviest grip you've ever done, like Captain's Crush. When you squeeze them, your knuckles go back past your wrist. Well, as an arm wrestler, we don't want to develop strength this way. So I do all my grippers, which I'll show you, it's a much lighter gripper, but I do all my grippers from a flexed wrist position.
Okay.
So I do a lighter gripper like that.
I've noticed a lot of the exercises we've been doing in our workouts. You kept correcting me, like go over, cup it, cup it. This is our friend Poston Welding. If you watch the Ego Olympic videos, this is the same guy that made the Herc hold for us, the Hercules hold.
You can go on that sign, go ahead.
But he's been selling a hell of a lot of these, and I think Brian Shaw has one of these as well.
I believe so, yeah.
This is really well made.
It's a very solid piece of equipment.
This is really smooth, the detail and everything.
Very good. So you can do supination, so you can grab it this way and supinate it, right? But for me, it's more of a pronation. So I'm gonna grab it here, and I'm just gonna pronate it, right?
Yeah, hey John, I want one of these. And he also makes the tempering tool for the forms.
See, I want one of those.
You gotta get one of those.
That would be phenomenal for me in recovery, right?
Look at the size, it doesn't take much room. It
really doesn't.
Who isn't a fan of equipment that just doesn't take up much space? Another tip for you, if you're building out a home gym and you're interested in something that you can't find a place to buy it, message someone.
Oh, 100%.
This thing, is this from Lucas, Arm Assassin?
Arm Assassin Strength Shop, yep.
Yeah, is he still in business?
Yep.
Lucas is great. But we did a video about this in my backyard about 4 or 5 years ago. We had Anton and Devin over. Yeah, this guy. In Ninja Warrior, I think this is similar to like the rumbling dice, is what it's called.
Very similar,
yeah. Look at this.
So a 45 peg board. So I have 3 different peg boards in the gym. We'll show you all of them.
I've seen 2 of them. I haven't seen the third one.
So there's this one, there's the vertical, and then I have a horizontal one.
Okay, I gotta find the
but
other
this
one.
one just made sense. This actually it was here, and I was like, why don't I bought this on Marketplace, and I didn't have a place to put it.
You're a Marketplace master, aren't you?
It's horrible. Like, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, because I don't do much of it anymore. But the way everything's situated, it's still where you can still work your bag. You can still work your Thai boxing bag, you know what I'm saying?
There's like 3 or 4 bags in this gym. Do you do a lot of striking stuff? Like, you're a martial arts background,
So,
too.
yeah, I want to get back into it. Right now, obviously, I have a very specific goal of getting a shot at Levon for the overall number in the world. When I get done with that, you will see a very big striking version of me that's going to be doing all the cool stuff.
I don't think you guys realize what an athlete, what his history is. The dude's like straight up, like you've done bodybuilding, you've done.
I did some fitness modeling.
You looked really good.
I could have done an NPC like men's physique or something, right? Especially masters. Like I could have got away with that.
Kicks and stuff, like
I used to have some very good martial arts.
You do the front splits and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't in a while. I keep telling Rebecca I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
And then she keeps laughing at me because every year I say I'm gonna do it again and I haven't done it yet.
I love that.
The softball wrist roller, love it. You know?
It's so much fun. Can you just show that real quick? I mean,
The reverse wrist roll? Yeah. You could do forward, you could do reverse. I just choose to do reverse only because I have the forward softball.
yeah, but there's so many form. I mean, I can't think of a single form exercise that exists in the universe that isn't in this room.
I pretty much have everything you can do for your forearms. But it's all because I'm trying to train my hand and wrist.
Right.
When you train your hand and wrist, you develop big forearms, right? That's just like mechanics, carpenters, anybody who's working with their hands and wrists, they end up having large, well-developed forearms.
People are always wondering how to like grow muscle the best way. It's just like, just take a chapter out of that lesson right there. Just do it a lot.
Look at every
Make
manual
it your
labor.
job.
Look at every manual labor you've ever met in your life, right? Calves, abs, calves, and forearms you can train every day, right? So what I did, one of the main things I do that we haven't really done is my rope pulling machine. So arm wrestling is a tool or something that you can train every day. You can train for it every day. So when people say, oh, you can't, you gotta train each body part once a week. Well, if you're a mechanic, you didn't go to work as a mechanic today and be like, oh, I gotta take off tomorrow. I was a mechanic yesterday.
Yeah.
No, you go back and do the same stuff again. So I took that very same approach with rope pulling. I'll sit here and after every workout, I'll rope pull for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
It's instinctive now for me to grab you and do this, because that's what I do with the rope every day. So it's just like it's instinctive for a mechanic to get a wrench and start twisting, or a carpenter to get a hammer and start hammering, you know? So you just do the manual labor every day. So I just treat it like a job.
It's because it is your job. Exactly. And arm wrestling's your job.
Right.
Beanbag. Oh, look, a rice bucket.
What gym is complete without a beanbag and a rice bucket? You know
Mine
what I'm
does not
saying?
have either of these, and I'm taking notes. You guys don't realize that unless I've mentioned it. When I go to these hardcore home gym tours, I'm taking notes, gathering secret knowledge to build out my gym even better.
There you go.
You are a fan of rice bucket training.
100%. Like, so I will do 5 minutes a day. This way, that way, squeeze, squeeze, claw pronation, claw supination. So it's just.
Do you do it before or after training? When do you usually do rice?
Usually at the end of the workout.
End of the workout.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
So just clockwise.
Do you have any treats in there?
There might be something that I don't know about.
Is it like a cat toy? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. You're trying to get these.
Right.
Yeah, and this is a little bit right here.
And you feel, when you supinate it, you feel, I mean, it's very therapeutic in my opinion. So now just come this way for all your lifts.
This is harder. Supination's harder. I feel a lot more resistance there. How many arm wrestlers that are worth their salt in arm wrestling actually do rice bucket training, you think?
I really think it's just me and Matt Mask. I don't think
really?
too many other people do it, honestly.
Maybe they just don't talk about it.
That could be it. They may do it and they just don't ever show it. I think it's better as an older athlete to just work around, injuries.
Yeah.
Like, so you got some tweaks in here, tweaks in here.
Oh, you're talking about tendonitis, like golfers
you'll get in
or
there and
tennis
you'll just
elbow?
work it and it feels good. Like
Okay.
it feels, because you know how it is. Anytime you start doing something, it kind of hurts, then you get some blood in there and it feels good. The blood heals damaged tissue, right? So the more blood you can get in there while you're doing the movement, I feel like it's recovery.
Okay. Speaking of recovery, before we hit the rest of the gym, there's a lot to this tour, guys. Let's go upstairs real quick and see what we got in the
Let's check it
recovery
out.
area. With our pumped forearms. Aha! That's
Winner.
that is literally the first game of ping pong I've ever won. Now this couch is incredible.
Yeah, I love this. It's like my favorite spot.
I need a gym couch. I don't have a gym couch. I don't know why.
Listen, every gym needs a gym couch.
Yeah.
Now you'll see on the other side, there's several more couches, but this thing is insane. We keep saying we're gonna spend more time out here, especially like when it's raining. You heard how the rain on the roof?
Yeah.
This would be like the best place to just chill.
This is an incredible cat, by the way. This is an F6 cat. He's got a high-end gym cat. He spared nothing in this gym. He's very, very muscular for his size. Now you do have some arcade machines. You got a billiard table. You got foosball.
So this one's got the custom logo on it too. Custom Monster Factory logo, right? So that's kind of cool.
There is a hyperbaric chamber in here. I don't have one of those yet. I've been interested. I know a lot of the guys you follow online, your top favorite YouTube athletes or whatever, if they haven't told you they have one, a lot of them have them that you don't know are using them. I don't have one myself.
I highly recommend this.
Yeah.
And when I blew the bicep, I was doing it an hour a day, twice a day for the first week post-surgery.
Oh, that lighting's really good for you, by the way.
Oh, sweet. I'm moving
do
right
it,
here.
Do a pose. Do a bicep flex, double bicep. Oh my God, that's it. That's what I'm talking about.
It helps recovery so much, healing tissue, all that stuff. But yeah, you'll have to get in this before you leave. But yeah, Elevate Health, took care of me with this and made my own little recovery room space. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely love this.
Yeah, I know Eddie Hall was big on this during the year that he won World's Strongest Man in 2017. He cut no corners, he spared no cost, he did everything it took, and this was definitely one of the things that he was big on, he told me.
So we got the dry sauna in our bedroom,
Yeah.
cold plunge outside, hot tub. This is just the next level recovery, right? So
Right.
yeah,
I love how nonchalant the best in the world are about their recovery methods.
it's just part of the job. Like, especially as an aging athlete, as a guy who's almost 52 years old, trying to compete against the world's best in the open category, it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of work, a lot of discipline, and people don't see that. They just see the result or they see the thing. They don't see. It's like the iceberg. You see the ice, you don't see all the stuff underneath it.
Sam, you see that across the room? Okay, I'm gonna run over there now. There's a couch over here too. There's another one. There's so much room for activities. This one's gym cat ready.
Gym cat ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just can't get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's 3 couches over here.
yeah, that's a
too. I
big,
didn't
big
see
couch
this
over there.
one.
Yeah.
But I do see a lot of K-Dex.
So
I don't know. I've never heard of that brand.
it's a brand that went out of business early. They tried to do high-end commercial grade equipment and try to sell it at mid-grade price. They ended up going bankrupt. In 2007, I found a gym that was going out of business, and it's all this CADX equipment. The lady had like $125,000 worth of equipment at the time, and she had leased it to a gentleman. He had passed away and still owed like $20,000 on the lease. I was gonna miss the auction because I was gonna be out of the country, and I thought maybe I'll send somebody over to get it. Whatever. Ended up asking. I was like, ma'am, I have $8,000 on a credit card. I'd love to get whatever I can get. She goes, I feel like God wants you to have it so you can have the whole gym for $8,000.
Wow.
So I bought an entire commercial gym for $8,000. So I used to have twice as much equipment, plus treadmills and arc trainers and bikes and all that stuff came in that one deal.
I think it's pretty important to note that as an arm wrestler, and that's your profession, you would expect just to see arm wrestling machines, but he's got a whole gym, all the machines that you need to build a body complete from top to bottom, because you've been personal training with your wife, Rebecca, for 20 years?
Yeah, so I started personal training in my home, a private facility in 2007. Rebecca and I moved here in 2014. We started back in 2016, and we just recently went back and got a new business license. We're cranking it back up. I have the facility. Why not? Because we cater to more of a high-end clientele, people who are successful in life, business, whatever, kind of let their health and fitness go on the back burner. Now they're like, okay, I'm 40 or whatever, and I need to get in shape, but I'm embarrassed to go to the gym, or I don't have time to spend hours in the gym, I don't really know what to do. We designed a program. They're in and out of here in 30 minutes, 3 days a week, and they have a private facility to come train in. So they just come as they are. Don't worry about it. I mean, you can come pajamas. We don't care. Just come in, get your work in, and then see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you see, this is set up for back pressure and side pressures. So you wrap it, pull sideways, and then pull back. And you're practicing your setup.
Okay.
So see how that pressure feels.
All right.
Up, back, and sideways. Just see how that's perfect for getting your setup set up?
I like the dual setup here.
It's not bad, right?
No, I like it. It feels, as lame as it sounds, it feels more like a muscle building exercise than an arm wrestling exercise to me, because I feel like I'm getting more of that type of.
So give me this pressure right here.
Yeah, I feel
while
more
you hold it
complete
right there.
tension.
Yeah, like you
There's
feel it
more
everywhere,
of it.
right?
Yeah, I feel it everywhere. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
All right, here we go.
Is this the most arm wrestling specific attachment you've ever seen? Because that is a hand.
So it's a wrist wrench.
Yeah, it's a wrist wrench.
Wrap it.
Like
roll it.
this?
Yep. And now just pin it.
Yeah.
So it's wristing you. I mean, it's crawling,
Yeah.
wrist cupping.
That is. I've never actually put my hands in one of the hand-like attachments because I haven't been around enough of it. This is actually the first time I've been around these at all. I've seen them online here and there, but I was like, that's gimmicky. But now
See, he put my logo on it and everything.
yeah, it looks good. But now that I'm actually posting up with this dude right here and kind of going for it, it's not stupid.
No, I mean, see how it mimics like your fingertip pressuring.
Yeah.
Someone trying to roll your hand because the wrist wrench feel of it,
It's fun. I mean, you guys gotta remember that. If it's not super sport specific, and if it's not something like everyone's like, oh, you don't need that, you just need a barbell and this and that. It's like, yeah, but maybe it's fun to have other things.
So if you were to compare it to a regular wrist wrench, so you've done the wrist wrenches, right?
Yeah.
So same thing. It's just this is a hand that's trying to roll you open versus just the constant pressure in the.
A wrist wrench is a strap that kind of rolls around a handle, mainly cupping, so you're trying to keep it from breaking your
You're
wrist.
fighting that pressure of someone basically pronating through your hand and you're cupping it down. You know? So here's one that's actually pretty neat. It's the same thing, except it has a spring. So you can hook this up and you can feel just how the spring, how tight that is to cup.
Yeah.
And if you have weight as well.
Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, that's crazy. There's a spring on it, and then it attaches to a cable stack. Dude, you guys are inventing everything.
And then, the pronation handle that you can just hook to a cable or to a weight stack and just.
Yeah.
So we know how strong your back is, right?
Yeah.
Freaky strong. We're gonna show you the difference of what this does to you. Yeah, just pull it. No problem, right?
Right.
Now we're gonna roll it up twice. See, people who don't do this at home have no idea how specific this is to your wrist.
Oh, yeah.
And to your hand, right? The back is only as strong as the weakest link. So you have the strongest back in the world, but your hand and wrist open up and you pull, even in the strap, it doesn't matter. So that's why you have to have all this, right?
That takes like years and years to develop all the tiny strength in those tendons.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that's what got me in arm wrestling. My back was strong. You throw me in the straps, I felt pretty good.
Right.
But until I got the straps, which I didn't know how to slip and get into them, I got the shit kicked out of me by people who are 100 pounds lighter than me.
Because they have the tools to shut you down, right?
Yeah. So this is where 1.0 was.
This is where all the universal equipment was upstairs. It was down here.
Okay.
Like, this is where we had it at, right? Once we expanded the space, I already had the AstroTurf. I thought, let's make this functional fitness. Let's make this a functional fitness CrossFit. Rebecca likes CrossFit. I'm a fan of CrossFit. I think it's amazing. So let's make it functional fitness. Well, I already had the parallel bars, which is something I think is very good for arm wrestling training. I got this rig over here, the climbing rope, salmon ladder, pull-up stations, everything. So then I said, who doesn't want a 24-foot ascending, descending monkey bar rig in their house?
Who doesn't?
Exactly. So I put it together in a way where it's a sprint ninja warrior course. So you hop on the end at the 9-foot height, you go up to 12, back to 9, come across the 9, back to 12, come down the rope. Once you get down the rope, you come in here, you step in, pull yourself up in a pull-up, walk across the bars in a pull-up position, hop out the other side. Over here, grab the salmon ladder, let your body
Salmon
free
ladder.
hang, and then boom, land, boom, land, boom, land. Center yourself, reach, grab, come down. Over here to the pegboard. This is the second of the 3 pegboards. Pull yourself up, boom, 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 all the way top. Come back and hit all the holes. Once your feet touch, there's your time.
There's the horizontal one.
There's the horizontal
I
one.
didn't see. I was wondering where the third one was.
The room that you guys are staying in was going to be our podcast room. Rebecca liked the lighting here and the trophy. She's like, let's just put our podcast over here.
Yeah.
So we have our treadmills for Bandit and Chance to walk on. We have Rebecca's treadmill, our little podcast area, and then, the Ninja Warrior course. Now, I have 5 grandbabies, and the 2 boys are pretty good little athletes. They love the Ninja Warrior stuff. So for me, I just want to not get old and feel old. So although at 310 pounds right now, I can't do this stuff, but when I do decide to go back down to that healthier heavyweight weight, 250, 260, this will be something to be part of my regular routine.
Something I've noticed in this gym tour series that you have on all the other guys that we've looked at their gym so far, and this is episode 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've done 12 of them. This is the most, it seems to me, unless I'm forgetting someone here, most community-based, people-based, friends-based, family-based, shared space facility out of all the ones we went to. Most of them are like, this is my stuff, this is me. I might have a friend come over. Dan John did train people in his garage. You have grandkids, and you have clients, and you have friends, and you have
Rebecca, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all partner based, right? We built this whole thing not because I've made crazy amounts of money, it's because I've had a lot of people want to support my goals and dreams.
Yeah. So
because our social platforms have had pretty good views, I would just sell advertising on our platforms. And that's what the Supporter Wall of Fame was. That's how this got built by most of these sponsors here. So this has all been phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 4 would be an in-ground pool, a pool house, and an upstairs clubhouse that would house up to 12 athletes. Pool house would house a coach. I'd be the second coach. We'd have our own Ultimate Fighter series, except it'd be arm wrestling. But what if I have you and a bunch of other fitness influencers come in for a weekend or whatever, and you're all housed here, we stay here, we just film the whole, just have a blast.
Oh, man.
And then say, what if I want to have Monster Factory experiences, fan-based experiences, or athletes, whatever, they want to come in for a weekend, and we have competitions, we have training, we have fellowship, and we just spend the weekend. You know, people go on hunting trips and all these stuff, they buy these experiences. Why not have a Monster Factory experience?
I think this is a new category of gym. I don't think this category exists.
It's a big adult playground.
You have your priorities in life set straight, not only as a professional athlete, but as a human being. This area is empty.
I always had this vision about this new space because we started holding Monster Factory arm wrestling events, right? And we had several successful events in this old space, I think 4. And then Monster Factory 5 was about 15, 16 months ago right here. This is for the audience.
Yeah.
They get here, they get to watch the matches. And it's a very exclusive event, a very exclusive experience because I live in a neighborhood. I can't have 200-300 people here watching the event.
Yeah.
I can sell like 15 to 20 VIPs. Each athlete gets to bring one person. So we're 50, 60 people in here. Afterwards, you have a big after party. Everybody loves it. This space had to stay open because you couldn't have equipment here if you're going to be putting chairs.
Right.
So what do you do with the open space? Boom. You got to put a basketball goal in.
Oh.
Like, who does not want indoor basketball?
Well, you know
like,
what I
you could
do.
easily have indoor basketball at your place.
Man, I'm putting a plyo floor here.
I know you would. I know you would. There is one other reason why this space is left somewhat open, but I would like to eventually have a celebrity boxing match.
A celebrity boxing match? You could put a boxing ring here.
That's exactly right. So
You
now
can fit a boxing ring
now
here.
I don't have to go somewhere and train.
You can.
I can get a
You
ring.
put a wrestling mat here.
I could put it right here. And let's say it's an MMA fight.
You
Whatever.
know what I mean? I was gonna say,
I
you
can
can
bring it.
jiu-jitsu here.
I can do everything right here on site and film,
Yeah.
film the journey, film the training and the prep for said match or said fight or whatever.
Head fake. You think he'd be just a boxer? I think he'd be a better kickboxer.
I think I'd be way better kickboxer. Because for one, because of martial arts, I stand on my right foot forward, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this
Then
is
me too.
Yeah. So this is not ideal for boxing. This is my lead hand, but it's my power hand.
Right.
So like I don't know how to jab here, right? So I'll jab, boom, and then this one's the one that's going to come up for the right if we're boxing, right? Remember all the Bruce Lee stuff? Like he would do the fake here, and then you go to the other one. You know, I watched every martial arts movie as a kid, so I really thought that's what was going to be. I thought it was going to be like some martial arts action or story, but
Yeah.
I found arm wrestling.
Well, you got a mission this year.
Yep.
You got to do that, and then you can have fun hosting martial arts tournaments here. at your
Anything,
gym.
man. We can do it all.
Are you ready to trade gyms?
Can I take my dogs?
Leave the cat. I want the gym cat. That is a good cat. This gym is amazing. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, brother. I
giving us
appreciate
a
it.
tour. I mean, I'm excited to wrap this video up so I can go play some more. So.